Welcome to Work Hard, Play Harder, where cash flow is king. With Jake Haynes, this is where powerful ideas, real experiences, and game-changing strategies help you maximize cash flow and build unstoppable success. Now, let's dive right in.
Hello and welcome to the awesome podcast today. We have such a special guest with us today. This is going to be really exciting to learn more about Thai and all of the amazing things that she's done. This is the Earn More, Make More, Work Hard podcast, and then work hard, work hard, and then play hard, have lots of fun playing. And of course, I've had a lot of fun with Thai. She has been way too much fun to have fun with her and all of her friends. So we're in for a treat today. I hope she doesn't spill the beans too much on how crazy I am. That's right. So the sponsor today is Action Tax, and today I'd like to share with you what is the way to truly become the niche in your market and to be the most successful in the thing that you do. And I shared that by sharing a pyramid that I learned from Chet Holmes in the book, The Ultimate Sales Machine that he wrote, and some other great stuff that he did. And in this pyramid, he talks about there are 5 levels. And the first level is the generalist. And the generalist is kind of that guy who just does his work. He may be the technician, like in the book, The E-Myth Revisited. That's the first book you should read if you're involved with business. In this book, he talks about the technician who can do the work, who understands the work, who understands the basics, who's gotten familiar with the area. And this is the majority of people who are working, actually. And the specialist is the one who goes the extra steps and gets the certifications, who gets the skills and gets the potentially years of experience, starts to know how to do the problem. He's a recognized expert and in the work that he's doing. So he is someone who can be counted on to do it the right way, he or she. And the third level is an authority. Now, when a person is an authority, they start to become recognized as the go-to person for getting answers to how do you do this job? How do you become the best at this job? An authority is a person who has gotten so much experience that they start asking people to teach them. They may be a teacher, they may be a seller of a book, they may become a speaker, they may write many papers, like in the medical profession, people are expected to start writing papers all the time on the work that they have discovered, right? That is the authority is the one who is well known in this area and carries on with this. The celebrity is the person who is so well known, they are thought out, they are sought out for their experience. They can charge anything for their work. And this can be in so many different roles. It doesn't matter, in most cases, what your professional role is. You can reach a very high level and become a celebrity because you are so well known. So many people know you. You've done the marketing, you've done the research to grow, your experience in that area. You may do a podcast, you may be a national podcaster, you may have sold books and, multiple books and lots of papers. You may be on TV, you may be sharing this thing and everyone knows, hey, this lady, she knows what she is talking about. You get this, the book helps you in getting absolute recognition in this. And, the TV series that you do or that you start being on different TV shows and giving your expert opinion and advice. And then that's basically the level that you would reach to make unlimited income or a lot of income. The celebrity authority is that top of the line, the best. They're the ones that educate everyone else at the top level. They're the guru's guru, as it says, the person who is once in a, there's like one in each industry. But the level that you should be shooting for is celebrity. And if you start to document everything that you can do, as I've shared this about how you can go up this ladder of success in whatever role you have, whether you're an employee, whether you are an owner of a business, it doesn't matter. You can climb this ladder and then gain more value per hour in what you do for work, no matter where it is. And that's the idea from the idea I want to share with you today from Action Tax Service. Okay, all right, here we are, Ty.
Hi.
I'm thinking back to this particular day where we might have been in a crazy faraway place like maybe on the other side of the world it feels like, and we might have just been like dancing like crazy and having fun, or I know you don't scuba dive, right? But scuba diving is so much fun. I remember we were in Tulum, right? Tulum
Yeah,
was awesome. Tulum was so much fun. So
jumping off the yacht.
yes, yes. No, no, I remember that. That was great. Had food on the yacht, watched the sunset, right?
Mm.
Oh, that was a memorable
The
one.
water was what was amazing. It was you jump off this yacht, Jake does this back flip, belly flop, and the water is just so warm. It's
Oh,
so inviting. It's blue. The sky is blue. You have amazing people with you.
yeah.
It just can't get any better than that.
I so agree. I love, man. We got to go do it really soon. We got to go have some more
Yes,
fun.
yeah,
So,
definitely.
Ty, I want to start out by introducing everyone to you.
Okay.
Ty is an amazing real estate agent. She's an investor herself, and she works with a large number of very successful investors. She helps them secure properties. And I remember when we secured, when we were looking at a property once, it was like work right off the cuff. I mean, she's like, this house would not be a good investment. And then we
Yeah,
look, this house you should be able to make some money on, right? And you'll need to do this, you'll need to do this, you'll need to do this. This is going to cost about this much money. And yeah, you should be able to make money. Now we need to get more specific in the details, but yeah, this is a good investment. And that's just the way Ty is. She's very much on the ball with that. And now she's doing even more in the last a couple few years here. She has been establishing her own large practice that is office that is working with how many agents do you have today?
we are a little bit over 50 right now in the past 18 months of ramping and growing.
Man, so I don't want to say babysit, but at times it's probably like that. But that's a leadership challenge, right?
Yeah,
Working with a lot of people with all of their idiosyncrasies and helping them to be successful entrepreneurs.
yeah.
An amazing, long, hard process. I congratulate you for working so hard on that.
Thank you. It's a passion and definitely something that I've always wanted to do was to find someone like myself coming up in the game. I've always wanted someone who cared, who was able to share their secrets so we can grow together. And it doesn't come very easy in this industry of competition, of everybody trying to make a deal for themselves. And I've always felt that there's so much more abundance if we do it together.
Yeah, that's super cool that you talk about that. The whole idea of abundance is something that I noticed that you're always that way. You're giving, and you help people. You want to help people succeed, and you want people to be happy, and you want to have fun, right? It's all just part of the game. The game of business, the game of life.
Yeah, and I meet a lot of investors, builders, developers, flippers, and what happens is they can't do it all. They realize that they've consumed too many properties, and then they'll offload a few to me or my other investors, and we all win,
Mhm.
right? But it's just helping and serving others, and in return, the universe will pay you tenfold.
Ah, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. And so how long have you been a real estate agent?
This month, I'm going on to 22 years.
Oh, yeah.
I know I look 12, but I'm not.
But I met your daughter the other night at a networking event,
Yeah.
And she, man, how old is she? Okay.
She's 16.
Si- She's 60. She looks older than 16. Okay.
She's very mature.
Yeah. And how many children do you have?
I have three kids. Yeah. I have a 16-year-old, a 15-year-old, and a 6-year-old.
Okay, so I'm sitting here, I'm trying to put this together, and I don't know quite how to put it together because I'm thinking about Ty, and Ty not only does real estate and works with investors, okay, but she also runs a practice where, an office where she's working with 50, how many did you say?
50. A little bit over 50.
Over 50 agents helping them succeed. And then she has a family and how long have you been married?
Oh, forever. John and I met in 1999, so
Okay.
we've been together for over 25 years.
Wow. Okay. I
Yeah.
mean, okay, how do you that's a work of art.
Oh, let me
Man,
tell you.
a
Yes.
balancing act. I remember once not that long ago that you put out a post on social media and it just said something like I am sitting back and I am looking at the beauty of just family and how
Hmm.
important it is. And I'm so happy to now be spending some time with my family. And I'm just like, man,
Yeah.
that's really cool. It is really hard in business sometimes to give the family the attention that they need. How do you do it?
I let go of control.
Mhm.
I think that was the biggest secret, it was so hard to let go of the control and saying, no, I cannot do that at that time, but I'm available this time. And when you create that line in the sand, you will start meeting people who value you and your time. And those are the people you want to work with. When you don't give um, yourself love and respect, the other side will not.
Yeah.
And once I got that, I was able to have more time with my family and actually enjoy it. And scaling made it a little bit easier. Scaling made it easier because I have all the help in my community. I have agents who live down south. I have agents in the east side. I have agents in Olympia. I have agents up north now. I have all these agents all over the place. And so if I need something, they're out there able to show a house for me that I don't have to be there. And it's leveraging, it's being able to support others. And then in return, naturally, human trait, we want to give back to the people who give to us.
That is
So,
amazing. So you
right?
talked about both scaling and kind of delegating, right? It's hard. Sometimes it's really hard to delegate. What kind of advice do you have for someone who is in that thick of things, how do you go about, letting go? What systems, what procedures, what do you do that allows you to feel comfortable, delegating things out?
I think looking at skill sets in the community, who has the skill set that you need and you can offload. So if someone is really, really good at a rehab and I've seen them flip homes for themselves, then I'm able to say, hey, I have an investor looking in Tacoma. Would you be able to help show some properties that we find for this investor? And knowing their skills, I match them up with the right client. Now, if I have a luxury client who's selling homes in the 2 to 5 million, I normally will take that on and then I'll bring on a second agent to support the open house, the setting it up, cleaners, stagers, all that, helping me organize that. So not holding on to the dollars that you're going to make at the end, right? We always like, okay, I'm not going to share that. This pot is mine. And I worked really hard for this pot. I'm not going to let it go, right? But being able to say, hey, I have to share this pot with my community and we're going to all grow together and we're all going to win together. So it's more of an abundance mindset of not losing control, letting go of control has really helped me scale. And I'm able to list 15 to 20 homes at a time and not even sweat it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's amazing. I mean, you're doing a lot as an agent yourself, and then you're also delegating out, quite a bit to other agents. And of course, they're finding all their own, and you're helping with complex closes and
Yeah.
messes that come from that occasionally.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, that's a lot of work. Okay, I want to shift gears a little bit.
Okay.
And talking about abundance, right? Uh, the real estate market is a little bit challenging right now, but I think it's getting better, right?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, and as it gets better, and as it's been better in the past, what are the things that you do? What are the things that you use? What are the tools you use? What are the processes you go through to market, to pick up, new clients? How are you succeeding in getting business?
My number one way of getting business right now is through social media. And
Hmm.
I do a ton of content. I'm sure you'll see me on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. I have a video guy, Michael Hudson.
Yes.
Kudos to Michael Hudson at Praise Media. He is an amazing guy. We shoot once a month and we cover about 5 topics. And I shoot it, he edits it, and he just throws it out there. And it's just all over Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn, and you can't miss me if you put in real estate. I mean, it's just out there. And that is a living marketing piece on social. So if anybody wants to find out about me, they go to my page. Within 2 minutes, they'll know everything about me,
Uh-huh.
my family, what I've done, my real estate, homes that I flip, properties I have rented. Everything that I do is on there, right? So they know what to expect. And I get referrals all the time. I had another referral. It's like, hey, I have someone that's going to buy in the next month. Can you help them? I had another real estate agent that retired, that she now is a part-time massage therapist.
Hmm.
And one of her clients fell and hurt himself and now needs to sell his property in Renton. And it's sitting on an R8 lot where we could chop it up into 8 units. And so she's sending the deal to me because she knows I can lock that up. I can
Yeah.
find an investor and builder. And because I was on social media, guess what I was doing? I don't know if you were watching me yesterday. I was frying chicken. I went I went on Instagram Live.
Uh-huh.
I had my little camera and I was frying chicken and frying eggs. And I was like, okay, I am stuck at home with the kids. It's snowing. And I'm going to fry some chicken. I'm going to teach you how to make this chicken. And we're going to talk real estate.
That's super cool.
And
That's great.
so, what happens is the algorithm shoots out to everybody I know. Like, hey, Ty's on live, Ty's on live. And they're sitting at home doing nothing anyway,
Huh.
right? So they
Mhm.
join me on live and they're like, what are you cooking? What are you making? And so my friend, who I've known her for 20 something years in real estate, she's like, I'm retired. I don't know what the heck's going on in the market, but I know you know. So why don't we do this deal together? It's $1 million deal. And
Wow.
potentially I can get the listing back at 8 units if I find the right builder.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
number one is social media. Don't be shy. Do
Yeah.
you, even if it's frying chicken, it
I like that.
relates.
I like that. Do you.
Yeah.
Do you. Be yourself.
Yeah.
Put yourself out there, right?
Because it's
Okay.
all about trust and it's all about people being relatable to you.
Hmm.
Okay. Because if I don't hike, Jake, I'm not going to watch you talk about your hiking trip
Yeah.
because it's not interesting to me. Right. But all your hiking buddies are going to gravitate to you. Like, what kind of shoe is he wearing? What kind of weather? What kind of, gear does he have? Like all these things that, I didn't even know I had to have the proper socks till we went hiking, Jake.
Uh-huh.
Your wife gave me a pair of socks. I was like, what are these? She's like, they're hiking socks.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's hiking socks?
Could you imagine if you wouldn't have worn those, you'd been blistered up, man.
Oh my gosh. And they
Where
were so thin. I
we
was
were
like, how
hiking.
is this thin
Yes.
socks?
Oh, that
You're
hiking
gonna
suit,
help me.
numero uno, no blisters. It's
Yeah,
it's an amazing sock. Someday I'm
right.
gonna have a
And so
show on
after
hiking and tell everyone what to do. Yes.
so after that, I went to go buy a few pairs of socks. So when I went hiking, I had those socks. I was always
Uh-huh.
wearing, the Nike socks or whatever socks I had in my drawer, right?
Mhm.
But okay, so social media is huge.
Yes.
Do you, be you. People will trust you. They'll start following you. And then naturally they'll do business with you.
Mm,
Okay. Number two is your database. Okay.
mm,
Even if you have 5 people, 10 people, love on them. If I showed up every few months and say, Jake, I appreciate you. You're a great person. Send you a card, send you a book. Do you think in a year you won't send me a referral?
no,
No.
man, I would send you a referral or I'd do business with you because you're paying attention to me.
Yeah. And I'm showing you that I care and I really want to care. So even if you had a database of 10 or 50, if you just add to that database and take care of it, you're going to grow that 50 to 75, 75 to 100, and you keep rolling it, right? Keep adding it, but you need a good CRM, which is a contact relationship management system, right? So
Yes.
put them in there, newsletter going out. I do an educational video in my newsletter.
Oh,
I
okay.
talk about what to look for in an inspection, why you should get your gutters clean every year, like I do. I
Mm,
have my gutter guy on there, like, hey, call my guy. This
mm,
is my gutter guy. This is my window person. Kathy is my cleaner. Call her. She'll come and clean your house within like an hour. And there's 4 of them, you know? Like, I hate it when there's one cleaner and they spend 5 hours in my house.
yeah. Mm,
It's so annoying. I can't do anything for 5 hours.
mm,
But Kathy, my cleaner, has 4 people, two on top, two on the bottom. They're out in like an hour.
uh-huh.
I go to the grocery and come back and it's done.
That's
It's
cool.
amazing, right? So
Yes.
these
Yes.
things I pass on to my client in my newsletter and I speak to them, and it's grown over the years. I
And
have over 3,000,
3,000 now.
yeah, in my
That's
database.
amazing. Yes.
And
And
so
it,
those
and it just
referrals
it
keep
probably
coming.
started at like, 50 people, right? And
Yeah, I
now,
started from open house and just adding people,
uh-huh.
and then now, I work with a lot of investors who bring me 3 to 5 deals. So I really focus on investors in my database, and I don't have to buy leads.
Mm-hmm. Now
And that's what people are
we
doing.
you created a website that is astounding. We've had like I don't know how many, three or four, five great events from it. And what's the name of the website?
So I have a personal
Not website,
website.
but the Facebook page. Sorry.
Oh, it's called the 10X Real Estate Group.
Yes, the
Yeah.
10X Real Estate Group. And approximately how many have friended that now?
We have a little bit over 5,500, so close to 6,000 now.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
we have had hundreds of people that have come to your events in different spots in Seattle, and
Hmm.
they're socializing and they're having a little party time
Yeah.
and they're networking like crazy. I mean, I was just at the one last week,
Hmm.
and there was a lot of people there, and we were talking about real estate, and I was getting referrals and people were saying, "Hey, I'm going to use your service." And I mean, it was great. It was great for me, to
Yeah,
be.
because you came from a reputable resource from
Mhm,
us, right?
mhm.
And we
Yes.
build trust over time with our community.
Mhm.
So they know that if 10 exit girls, the angels, right?
Yes. Yes.
The angels, right? If they know the referrals came from us, it is solid.
Mhm. That's
And
great.
naturally, you get that relationship built instantly
Mhm.
when someone refers you
That's
versus
right.
trying them out. So those are the three, right? Social media, your database, and networking.
And networking. Yes.
Those
Networking is
three.
magic. I'm telling you, it's
It's
a
like
great
10xing
thing.
your business.
Mhm. And there's networking events like everywhere, all over the place. You got to start getting connected to
Mhm.
find them. And when you hear about that, that networking event, you got to be bold. And you got to say, okay, I'm gonna dress up a little bit and I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna bite the bullet. I'm gonna bring some business cards. I'm gonna socialize,
Yeah.
I'm gonna sell myself a little bit, but I'm also gonna learn about other people and just, love the people that are there and enjoy the time.
Yeah. And you have to know you first though. You can't go network and say, "Oh, I don't know what I'm doing."
Oh
You
yeah.
know, you have to have a lane. You have to be able to say, "Okay, what am I looking for when I'm here networking?"
Mhm.
Right? How can I be a service to you? What can I serve you? What can I do for you?
Mhm.
Those are so important to know. I've seen people come to networking and they just wandering. I'm like, well, who are you going to talk to? Who are you going to help? What are you going to do to service these people? Or what added value can you have to these individuals? So be very clear on how you represent yourself as well when you're networking, and also follow up.
Follow up, like super, super key.
Yes.
Follow up, follow up, follow up, right?
Yes. Don't
Eh,
book a lunch appointment and then not and then cancel.
No, no. Follow,
I've
but
seen it.
I actually have I've implemented on three different occasions in my business a list of my dream 100
Mm,
clients, right? And then I
mm,
did a 10-step follow-up process with all of them. It's one of the marketing strategies that I have, and it is
yeah.
amazing. The results were incredible. I added many, many customers from doing that and many strategic partners like a financial advisor is a good strategic partner for me because I can help their customers and they can help. We can go back and forth and help each other, right? So we
Hmm.
created a strategic, database, and we have tailored to them and did a 10-step follow-up process, and the results have been incredible, right? The
I
number of
love it.
referrals that come from that.
Yeah,
Okay,
you're gonna have to teach a class on that at our office, Jake.
I absolutely should. There is a process to it. And if you do it the right way, you can be very, very successful. When we did the Dream 100, we ultimately captured about 45 of the customers. And
Wow.
that's
Out of
amazing
100?
results. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really amazing. 45 customers is a good percentage of success.
Yeah.
So then I want just change gears a little bit. You do a lot of investing, right? So
Hmm.
you personally invest, but you also help investors and
Hmm.
selecting real estate and going through the process to do a flip, right? Or excuse me, to get it ready for a rental. But tell me a little bit about the excuse me, the process of finding, securing, closing on, and doing a remodel.
Yeah. It's a big journey. It's a big journey. And I say buy slow and sell fast, right? If you buy low, you never lose. Okay.
Mhm,
So the money is in the buying, not the selling.
mhm.
That's one of my biggest investors. He said that, and it stuck with me. It's like, okay, you make money on the buy, not the sell. Because if you buy right, you'll always have money. You'll always make money on the sell, right? And
That's so
so,
true.
so there's properties out there. There's distressed property out there. There's a lot of different types of sellers out there that just want to offload their property. They have rentals they don't want to deal with. They have tenants they can't evict. They were given this property from their parents and they don't really care. They just have their number, and if you buy it, they're good. And so it's finding a needle in the haystack, and that's what we're good at. Our team are they're in here, and that's how I grew the team. They're in here making phone calls. They're in here door knocking. They're here putting signs out, looking for this needle in the haystack, right? And when they find these deals, what we do is one, we either buy it ourselves, or two, we offload it and we wholesale it out to investors. Anybody who's looking to add rentals, to flip, build, we sell it off to them. And then the great thing I'm teaching my agents, and this is why we're growing a team of 50 to 100 this year, is that we're teaching them how to find the deal, match it with an investor, and then get the listing back. So that, just like you, right? When I work with you, Jake, when I bring you a deal and you fix and flip it, you get the team, we help you get the team, we
Yeah,
help you put it together, and then we get it stage photos to the finale, then we get the listing back.
that's right.
So we're making money twice.
Yep,
We're making money on the wholesale deal to sign it over to you. And then once you are done with it, then we get the listing. In between those two, that's $100,000 sitting right there,
mhm. And it
right?
is, I can't emphasize how important it is to work with a person like a real estate agent, working with an agent that knows what they're doing when it comes to the buy and the sell, right? Because I mean, I 5 years ago or whatever it was, you walked me through one. I was start to finish. I was kind of unknown in that particular arena. And you're just like, yes, no, yes, no. We made some decisions, we made some choices, we carried on, we did it, and it was very successful.
Yeah, where I came in, I said, you got to fire this guy. You got to fire this GC. Like, get his ass out. They're
Yes,
like, no, he's almost done. He's almost done. I was like, no, get him out. We're gonna
I
get
know.
somebody else in. And you're like, no, he's
Yes,
almost
that
done.
that was one of those near disasters that
Yeah,
that turned out to be okay, right?
yeah. But that's why I say, you gotta fire him fast. You gotta just cut the cord
Mhm.
because if they're not showing up, they're not delivering the product in time. We're paying hard money for these things, right? You and I, we're borrowing hard money, or we have investors that want a return.
Yep.
And if we don't deliver, they're going to be upset. And then our next deal, we don't have anybody because we didn't keep our promise. And
Mm.
so that's really important. And my dad is also a builder, and if I ever need a hand, I make the phone calls like, Dad, can you bring your crew? I'm in trouble. And he'll come and bring the crew, and they'll clean it up. They'll dig the sewer line or whatever they have to do to help us out.
That's very nice. Yes. Yes. Is Dad doing okay?
Yeah, he's doing great. He's
Uh-huh.
he's loving it. We just finished and sold our new build in West Seattle,
Mm.
and we started a new one. We're gonna break ground in a few months. We did the demo last week, got the truck in, demoed the lot, cleared it, and we're gonna put up three new constructions.
So people are very valuable, right?
Mhm.
Connections with people are very valuable. Technology and the way you use it is very valuable. Tell me a little bit how about, you said you're going to gain 50 more agents. Tell me a little bit about goal setting and planning and how are you doing that and how is it working?
So it's important to one, be surrounded by people that are action based, just like action tax.
Mm.
Action based. So when you're surrounded by people who are making action and doing the action, you're naturally going to want to do it too, right? So if you're in a room with people who are making 500,000, guess what? You're going to make very close to that.
Mm.
Proximity is power. That's what Tony Robbins says. Proximity is power. And you have to put yourself in the room. And we put these agents in the room so I can show them the whole entire line of business, not just selling and buying, but also looking at properties to keep for themselves. And then learning from you, I feed it back to the agents. Like you could do accelerated depreciation, you could turn it into a rental for a year, and then later on in a couple years, you can sell it later. Just different strategies and bringing key people into our community to help the agents. So planning out how they're going to grow their business because everybody grows their business very differently, right? So I sit down with agents when they come on board and it's like, okay, what do you want to do? How do we get you there? And this is what I learned from a networking from a conference, right? What you do is you create a web of five
Mm.
everywhere, right? In your
Okay.
team. Okay. You create a web of five. And these fives will help each other. And this five will they hang out. They live near each other, they have similar interests, they call each other, they text each other motivation quotes. It's like a web of five. So if I create a web of five here, there, they rally with each other and it's easier to meet than a group of 50.
That is great. I love that little tidbit.
So this guy, he created this web of five or seven at Microsoft,
Mm.
and it just exponentially increased the productivity of the community and of the office
Mm.
because it's hard to communicate to 50 people and get everybody in the room, but it's easy to get five or seven in a room and mastermind, grow together, right? Go to each other's birthday, go on a walk together. We all live near each other. So I've created a web of five for all of my agents. Okay, you live here. Okay, these are your people. These are the five that lives near you. I want you guys to meet up and have coffee, do accountability together, and share similar interests. So that's what I've been doing.
And you probably show them a little bit about how to be accountable, right?
Yeah, because
Accountable to each
I
other.
show up because
Yeah.
I am living proof of being accountable.
Mhm.
And so they naturally become, and it's funny because a lot of times what I say, they end up saying it to the rookie agents that come on. I'm like, I feel like I'm the mommy. It's so beautiful to see them repeat it because now they're mini leaders.
Mhm.
And then you'll start seeing these mini leaders show up. And it's just a beautiful thing when you see these mini leaders come into the game and they show up in a way that you would never expect it to. And they feel so rewarded. They feel so, I don't know how to describe it. I think they just feel like, gosh, it feels so good to really help someone the way you helped me.
Mhm.
And so this web of five, this web of seven has just like it's just growing into its own. And then some of the girls are creating their own podcasts in this group.
Mhm.
It's just insane. It's just I love it.
That is great. That's great. Now, kind of in line with that, you provide a unique and very powerful coaching service, right?
Yes.
And do you do this just once a year or
Yes,
all
we
the
do it.
time?
We do it once a year. It's a
Okay.
12-week, very intensive class.
Mm.
It's we called it the Agent Investor Accelerator Program. It's AIA.
Okay.
And it bridges real estate agent to investor. So you're going to wear the agent hat and also the investor hat. We're going to teach you how to source deals. We're going to teach you how to lock up deals, but also how to grow your database and how to be an amazing real estate agent. Because what happens is there's two worlds that don't collide. The real estate broker who does not speak investment language,
Mhm.
and then there's the investor that does not speak the real estate language. And a lot of times a lot of my clients come to me and they're like, I don't work with this agent anymore because they don't even know how to speak the investment language. They don't know what ROI, they don't know a net sheet, they don't know cap rate, they don't know any of these things.
Yeah.
And I'm having to find out this information myself. So why would I pay them my commission? Why would they deserve the 3% when I'm here looking at the cap rate myself?
Uh, Tell me
Right?
something. Tell me something. You mentioned something, and I hear it all the time, and I'm oblivious to it. What is cap rate? What is the formula?
Okay, so the cap rate is when you look at the value, how much you spend, the cost of the property,
Like $1 million, okay?
right? And then you subtract, it's very easy. You subtract the what you get netting, right? For the
Okay.
property, the rental roll,
Okay.
right? And then you divide that by 100, so by the units that you have, and then you come out with cap rate. I can share that with you.
Okay. So kind of like
Yeah,
the income per unit with the factor of what it costs to buy it.
correct. Yep.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I got to get that. We got to get that.
Yeah.
I want to be familiar with that and speak more to that. That's great.
Yeah, I'll share it with
So
you.
in the coaching factor or program, you're doing 12 weeks, and this is intense. You're learning a lot of stuff in kind of like your already world of real estate, and you're maybe not real at all or not no knowledge of the investment world, and you're bringing these two and you're colliding two groups that can be challenging. But you're putting this together into a training program, and you did this program last year. Tell me the results. What have been the results of the program? I mean, do you have any good stories, bad stories of
Yeah,
people
we
who've
have
gone through this
tons of
program?
testimonial, and the agents that have gone through it, they're stepping into our office today and say, "Hey, I met a seller. We had a conversation, and it's in Kirkland, and they only want 550 for their house."
Hmm.
And
Well,
these are conversations we've taught them how to make these conversations, how to make these calls to capture these leads.
uh-huh.
And now, if this agent who went through the training, lock it up and buy it themselves, there's $1 million equity sitting there
Oh yeah, yeah. If they're
from
in
a 12
Seattle
week
and they're buying
course.
something for 550, it better be like raw dirt.
No, there's a house on it and it's still
Right.
livable. Yeah. And I said, hey, if you don't want to buy it, I'll buy it.
Yeah.
I have tons of people who want to buy it,
Uh-huh.
right? But we tore them on, we took them on a tour and met flippers that showed them the flips that they're doing. We took them on tours to look at new construction. One of our builder bought a piece of property they're going to tear down. Now they just broke ground building 6 units on there.
Mhm.
We're like boots on the ground. We're teaching them how to cold call, how to run numbers, right? We're teaching them how to run an ARV, which is after repair value on
Okay.
the property as well. How
Mhm.
do you calculate that?
Yeah, right.
No one sits there and teaches you.
No, no, that takes a little bit of creativity in the mind to say, what's it going to be like when it's done, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. But I mean, I require when I make an investments, I've got to know that ARP and that cost. I mean, that is the most critical two numbers, right? Because
yeah,
from there I can say, oh, okay, I'm going to be about X in repairs. Is there going to be a room for money on this project or not? Right?
yeah. And so a lot of agents don't know how to calculate the ARV.
Hmm.
And we teach them how to calculate the ARV.
Hmm.
And we have a calculator that runs all that number.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
So how many people have been through your training program? How many long have you done it?
We did it last year and we had a total of 25 graduates. So we're going to rerun it in April. So if you're interested, you're watching this, you're interested, let me know. I'll put you on the list. We cap it out at 25. We don't do more than 25.
Okay. Yeah. You only have a certain amount you can circle. That is invaluable if that's the world you're getting into. That is when I talk to agents and we're doing taxes, right? And they talk about, I am struggling a little bit. I'm not sure what I should do. One of the things I mention is you need to get connected with an investor, right? That is
Mm-hmm.
one good strategic partner to have. And you may only need one and be very busy, but maybe you have 10 or 12 or 15 of them. And now you're like, whoa, crazy busy, right?
Yeah. I work with about five investors, and each one I do a minimum of five transactions with them.
Hmm. Yeah.
That's 25 deals, just knowing five people.
Hmm. Hmm.
And that's not even including my database on top of that.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's me. Okay, I want to shift gears a little bit, and we talked about how we've been on some fun vacations, but I have a feeling that beyond me, you've had some other fun times in your life, right? You've gone and done something interesting. We gotta play hard, right? You work hard and you do all this stuff. So what are some things that you have done that you can just say, man, that was fun, that was amazing. I played hard, and I did. It's like a lifetime memory.
Yeah. Being able to take my entire family to go on a ski trip off grid for a whole week
Yeah.
and just skiing and seeing the outdoors. These ski passes are expensive. I
Oh,
mean,
they are.
they're so expensive.
I can't believe how expensive it is now to ski. It used to be like 20, 30 bucks for a lift, and now it's like 200.
$250 a
Yeah.
day
Yeah.
times five, a family of five. And that's not including the food, the hotel, the gear.
Yeah.
The gear is insane. One of my ski outfit costs like $1,000 just for my ski outfit. It's just crazy money.
Yeah.
But the experience with the children and my husband and to be able to be out there and just live life and experience the outdoors. There's nothing like it. You
Mhm.
cannot replace that. To be able to get off your phone and just enjoy nature, pure bliss.
Uh-huh.
It's just something that I never thought in this lifetime that I would be able to do that with my family. It is a very expensive hobby or a sport that we do, but be able to do that. I That's why I work so hard is to be able to have those experience with my children
That's
and
right.
keeping them close, right? Being able to spend time with them, keeping them close, builds the relationship that they don't stray. And I think a lot of times what we do is we work so hard and so much that our children starts to stray. They start get disconnected to you. They start looking at things that they shouldn't do or gravitate to things that doesn't serve them. So what I do is I keep my family really tight and our schedule very packed. They know what they're supposed to do. I know what I'm supposed to do. We have dinner almost every night together. We're very tight so that they don't have very much breathing room on their own.
Mhm.
Not to say that's bad. They do hang out with their friends and bike and shop and do all that.
Mhm.
But when there's a break, it's family break.
Mhm.
When there's a winter break, we're going on a family trip. when there's a spring break, we're doing a family trip, and no buts.
Hmm.
If there's a butt, they can move out.
Right. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. A couple of random questions. All right.
Okay.
Do you read books?
I love reading. Oh my gosh. It's one of
Okay,
the
tell me about
yeah.
a book or two that you've read that you just, last book you read or a book you read recently that you just think is great.
Um, one of the best book I've recently finished was Ed Milet, The Power of One More.
That's the name of it, The Power of
Yeah,
One More.
The Power of One More, I believe. It's so good. It just talks about his journey of his father being addicted to alcohol and how he had to rise up and believe in himself. And there's always one more, right? One more phone call, one more relationship, one more hour, one more rep when you're at the gym where you think you don't have anything else left in you. You just do one more.
Mm.
That was great. I just finished Mel Robbins' book, um, Let Them.
Okay.
Mel Robbins. She has a
Okay.
podcast. She's a superstar. Just finished
Yeah.
that book.
Is it a good book?
That a very good book.
Huh?
Just let them, make those choices. Let them not invite you to a dinner. It's okay.
Huh.
Just let them. Let your children be who they want to be.
Hmm.
Just let them. It's so good.
That sounds like a great book. Okay, so if you could have dinner with like anyone in the world, if you could just like have dinner, you get like, a 2 hour dinner appointment and get to sit at the table with them, maybe their spouse and you and whoever you want. Who would it be? Who are you going to sit down with and have dinner with?
Oh,
Just
there's
like
so
pick your
many.
brain. Yeah.
My first person that I think of would be Dr. Joe Dispenza.
Okay. Yeah.
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 It
What
used
would
to
you?
be Gary Vee, right? Gary Vaynerchuk was like my ultimate hero.
Uh-huh.
And
Uh-huh.
until I went to Joe Dispenza 7 day meditation retreat,
Wow.
it changed me completely. I walked out of that meditation retreat a different person.
Mhm.
I saw myself walk out of the old me and into a new me, literally walk out of my shell. It was insane. And had nothing to do with money. It had nothing to do with growing. It had nothing to do with business planning. Because, we always go to networking events or like event places, conferences about money, about growth.
Yeah.
But Dr. Joe Dispenza retreat was healing the within and being quiet, being okay with, the silence. Giving it space and living in the 3D, the 4D, the 5D, being able, because we live in the 3D, right? The 3D is where we live,
Mhm.
and that is full of judgment of what we think people are going to say about us, what we should do, what are the next things what we should do. It's like everybody who has an idea of what it should be, right, lives in the 3D. But when you live in the 4D and the 5D, it's you are allowing the universe to send you signals, to send you like ideas.
You're not so powerfully influenced, it sounds like, by just what your inward self is, but you open up to the
Yeah,
abilities of what are around you.
right. And your cells speak to you. It's like when you walk into a room and everybody's excited, your cells start to get excited and then your energy vibrates, right?
Yeah.
So they say your cells they all have antennas. So he talks about energy and frequency and channeling it and manifesting things. And it's just so good. And I spend a lot of time now doing a lot of meditation in the morning. And I promise you, when I came back from the meditation retreat and the office here, we had an office meeting. I walked in and everybody was like, they felt like a different aura about me.
Uh-huh.
And I didn't say anything. They said that to me. Um, yeah, it changed me. I felt like I was always having to do something, but the more I learned that I didn't have to, the more power I got back.
And that's just amazing. That's
Oh
amazing.
my gosh.
Wow.
It
Okay.
was like there were over 3,000 people in the room.
Oh,
And
okay.
these are doctors, CEOs, natural therapists, recreation therapists. I mean, all kinds of people in this room.
Hmm.
And people not being able to hear at the end of the retreat can hear just a little bit of a noise through meditation.
Uh-huh. Super cool.
Yeah.
Super
So
cool.
it would
Well,
be Joe
hey,
Dispenza.
what's that?
It would be Joe Dispenza, Dr. Joe.
So, okay. That is great information. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for all the insights. This was such an informative podcast. I appreciate having you on board, and we got to do it again. We got
Yes.
to continue on just like this. We're going to give some amazing resources, content, ideas to the world, and
Yeah.
Ty, you're going to impact the world in
Thank you.
such an amazing way. I'm so excited to be a part of your
Thank
team.
you. And if I can leave you with anything in
Yeah.
life, is surround yourself with good energy people.
Mm, that's great. Well, I think we'll end on that. Thank you for coming, and we will talk to you again soon.
Okay, thank you.
That's a wrap for today. Be sure to subscribe and share this with someone who needs it. Check out jcanes.com for past episodes and other resources. And remember, success favors the bold. So work hard, keep growing, and take control of your cash flow so you can play harder.